I think that's everything. Hey guys, I'm Christopher and this is Zach. We are two dudes on the internet building an electric powered Vanagon.
That's us. Two dudes and a list.
Two dudes and a list. It's been a little bit since we had a list. And it's, you know, we've got quite a bit done on this. But this list is no fun or interesting anymore. We're gonna start a new one. This list is all about the things inside of the battery box that still need to be done. Like little wire connections and wrapping a harness and making sure, you know, wires don't flop around until they die, things like that. Tabs, yeah, things like that. So that's the goal of this episode, is we're gonna work on some battery box fiddly pins. Stick around. They're in a socket. That's what I want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Oh, I'm really hoping you do the next part.
I want a zigga, 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 zigga. Ah. If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
I am always amazed at the things you know.
Yeah?
How do you know the words? How?
Yeah, I guess it's not so much that, you know, I ignore them completely. You know, I guess things still do register to a certain extent. But if it doesn't register with importance to me, I don't put much thought into it, and I guess it just goes back into the archive, you know? Got that robot brain. I want a zigga, 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 ah. Assistance. Yeah, you can help me. Let's stand up like a fan.
What we got? Either way.
We have to clearance our top hats so the batteries slide in and out a little bit easier. That's what this is. You can kind of see where the batteries are scraping the rails. We're just trying to take the tiniest little bit of metal off so it's not interfering.
You require some assistance. Much better.
I mean, it's much better, but it's still tight. I think maybe that same amount again. So we have this copper, right? It's 1 inch wide. It's got rounded edges. Very nice to handle. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use this to make connector pieces for our battery. degree daubers. Okay, so we got 12 modules. They're all going together. 6 of them need to be paired with crossover cables. So we got these bad boys. They're going to cross over, right? And they're going to sit one high and one low with the cells, kind of how they're offset, kind of like that. It's going to be ugly, but you know, whatever. And so they'll pair everything. And then we got these guys, these, I want to say bus bar. I keep thinking bus bar. Probably not though. But these link the cells after they've been paired to the next pair of cells. And I have a bunch of these to make. I got at least 12 of these little guys. And in order to facilitate a speedy assembly, I made a jig. We got our short ones here, right? And they need to be offset, right? So we have the flat side here on the outside and the flat side here on the opposite side, if you can kind of see that. Can you see that, the camera? But in order to facilitate that and to get the right offset and get the step, what I did is I made up this jig, which has holes at at set locations. This guy is 2 inches off of the deck here, and 5 inches out for the short one, right? And 7 inches out for the long one, right? And when we're ready to use the jig, right, we pop our cable and trim it and stick it in the hole and start to jig it up, right? Just like that. Right, and what that does is that holds these terminal ends exactly where we want them to be in preparation for our next step, which is the crimp. It's a little unruly, but it works. And then when we're ready for the second side, we just flip it around. Use our bolts to register. Pass it through again. Put everything where it needs to be. And we can get our second crimp. And then we get more or less exactly what we're looking for, right? And the next step from here is we're going to continue to use our jig because it's super helpful with this heat shrink. And then we're actually going to heat shrink the connectors while it's in place, because this heat shrink it gets rigid and it gets hard. So shrinking it with it in place will help it maintain its shape. Crossover cables. Like a bundle of bananas is what it looks like. Any monkey would be happy to have that right there.
Orange bananas.
It's like a bundle.
It is like a little bundle of bananas. When you know those little hangers. Oh, it's a heavy.
It's a lot of bananas.
Bonanners.
Bonanners. You see these guys? That was fun.
I like copper. Copper is a wonderful material.
Yeah. Did you show the internet people this?
Not really.
Not really?
It's kind of a mess.
Yeah, but they can't see that zoomed out this far, can they? So it's good.
But that's our hold the BMS modules and the batteries at the same time doodad or whatnot.
A master bracket.
Master bracket.
You're a master bracketeer, is what you are. Master bracketer. Master bracketer. There's something there. Fits good too.
Yeah, I am happy with how it is.
Yeah.
Looks good. Gotta drill some holes. And then tap that. Well, no. Drill holes, go on the other side, weld up a little bit of aluminum to make it thicker, then tap, and then this will bolt in. Alright, clean up.
Okay. Well, we're gonna clean up. We're gonna be back again in this many seconds. Yeah, it's Spider. He's a fuzzy little fella. Just hanging on out. Ooh, you don't want that. Alright, come on, let's get him outside.
One of these things is not like the other. Ah, that's better. It's like tight leather pants. I'm kind of digging it.
Got that high heels and long boots.
Actually, it's already within frame. I think you can see it. Here's our long run connecting the two banks, already pre-made up.
So if you were wondering why these middle cells were offset by an inch, that's the reason right there.
Here is Christopher tidying up some battery management wiring. So getting everything nice and tight. Zip tying bundle's good. Getting ready for wrapping it up. I am working on a piece that's going to fill this gap here and support some wires and hold some batteries in place all at the same time, multi-functioning. So I've got a big strip of aluminum that I am trimming up with a sander to fit into place. Here is Christopher tidying up some battery management wiring. Flat stock that goes down in here. And that's just all our BMS wires and such will run along there and not sag down into the voids, give a little support. Here is Christopher tidying up some battery management wiring. Here is Christopher tidying up some battery management wiring. Here is Christopher tidying up some battery management wiring. Don't look like much. Let me show you what they do. So the guy just goes, just keeps the batteries moving. Here is Christopher tidying up some battery management wiring.
It's kind of like a middle of the day outro, Zach.
Yeah, we got stuff to do.
Yeah, I gotta go though, so we're gonna wrap up what I got, and you'll probably keep working off screen, I think.
Yep, I'm gonna do a little more welding and fitting and whatnot.
Yeah. But before I did leave, I got a fair bit of work done on this BMS harness wrap, right? So it's there, man. You know, we can take it out, set it aside, continue welding, and when we're ready to go, that should be it. That should be it.
Yep. And then as far as what I have accomplished, I'll show you. We've got the battery retainers done on that side, and just a little bar to support wiring in over there as well. This is done, but it needs to be mounted. And then the only thing I've got left as far as the battery retention goes is the ones on that side of that first bank, and then that'll be done. So very close.
Catch up with you next week then, yeah? All right.
All right.
Well, bye guys, I'm out.
I'm gonna keep working.
Alright, a couple new shapes going on the battery box tray. We have this one, a familiar top hat, and we're going to use that to zip tie our high voltage wires in place. And we also have this one, we'll call this the tabletop. It's going to serve a very similar function. So I'm going to go ahead and put those on now. Okay, we got these little clips in. Now what we can do is we can lay out our monster wire. Alright, zip tie. High voltage wire retention clips in place. They're welded in on both this side and the far side. And with that, we get to mark another thing off the list. Okay. Oh, also, since we did these leads, these will go all the way up to the contactor box. These are roughly cut to length, probably about, my guess is 6 or 8 inches long. So those are cut, and we can mark that one off. Okay, now all these things can sit on a shelf until we're ready for final assembly, because I think they're pretty much done. We should be done with these things.